Hey, what's going on, everyone? Ryan again with rpkcustoms.com. I just wanted to make a quick video to go over a build that I just finished up. This is the Luke Skywalker Return of the Jedi Production V3. So if you guys have been in the groups, if you've been in the hobby for any length of time, you've probably seen the V3, what people refer to as the V3, which is, it looks similar to this, but it has a gold neck from basically the bottom of the emitter here all the way down to this ring right here. So it looks a little bit different. There's also tape around the clamp, and it just looks kind of rough. And from my understanding, that V3 is the same as this V3. It was just kind of restored, what they called restored, before it went on tour and before it went up into space. And I think what they did is they just tried to clean it up, tried to put some tape around the clamp and repaint the neck, just to try to spruce it up a little bit. But this is how it mainly looked during filming of Return of the Jedi. You can see the neck. I'll turn a light on so you guys can see. The neck is gold here, but it's flaking off, and it looks more V2-like overall. Just does not have the long lever or the cone knob or the boot stud, anything like that. And it has the same V3 clamp with the holes that you can see there. This one also has a different style clamp card than what we see on the V3 that most of us know. This is more of an Empire Strikes Back clamp card. And this is the saber that I used to make all of my resin sabers with. This is the belt hanger. This is the prototype, so this one's kind of rough. It's got some bubbling in it. But this is the one that I am keeping in my collection. So you can see, you know, it has the same holes, same clamp orientation. And I was really waiting to get this guy painted up until after I was done with all of the resin casts, or all of the molds for the resin cast, at least. I didn't want the paint to be affected by peeling it out of the silicone mold. So I just finished this up. I tried to make it as accurate as possible. I was looking at reference photos. All the limited reference photos we have are kind of blurry, so it's kind of hard to see this thing, but it does look like there is some paint chipped off of the emitter, and I tried to replicate that the best I could. And we can see the kind of coppery color paint chipping away. And overall, I really like this version. You guys know I'm a huge fan of the V2. I love the V2. It's probably one of my all-time favorite movie props. This is actually pretty cool. I don't really think the V2 lends itself well for an install just because of the long lever and the cone knob, and things can dig into your hand when you're grabbing onto it. And, you know, it has to be, everything has to be oriented in a certain way for it to be accurate. So I really don't like installable V2s, but because this one is kind of V2-like, but it does not have the cone knob, the boot stud, the long lever, I think this version would lend itself better for an install. So I actually used one of my older V2 kits for this. I believe this was a Generation 2, maybe 2.5. This was an installable V2, and this was the very last Generation 2 V2 that I had left in stock. And I've modified it. I chopped the pommel off and I machined this pommel here. So this is a solid pommel. This is from my new run. And I use this because this was the only V2 replica that I made that does not have the hole for the cone knob. You can see this is from my newest run, and you can see the hole for the cone knob there. So this booster section was clean. I even had to drill the hole for the set screw right there to hold the pommel in place. But this does come apart just like my older V2s, unscrews at the booster section. and you can see the solid pommel there. And this one was actually cut. I was going to make a spinning emitter V2 out of this, and that was right before I started making the casts. So I ended up just bolting the neck on. So you can see there's a bolt in there holding everything together. I am actually going to be machining a plug for in there so that you cannot see that bolt. But I'm also thinking about maybe trying to install this, maybe machining a different pommel, one that is hollow that I can just kind of slip over a chassis. And then I would have to make some kind of threaded rod that I could run some wires up through. But it shouldn't be too hard. I'm still debating on whether I'm going to install this or not. But as of right now, I like the way it's set up. I'm mostly a static prop collector guy. I don't really get too much into the installs. I do have one installed saber, but yeah, as far as like screen accurate stuff goes, I try not to really install screen accurate stuff too much. But this one is really cool, even though this is screen accurate, and I really don't plan on switching up the orientation or anything like that. This one is cool because, like I said, this was an older V2, older one of my V2s that I built this on. So I can actually, I've got a emitter ring in there. I can actually change up the emitter orientation. And obviously this is not accurate, but I think it's kind of cool that I can still do that. So I've got the TLJ style plug right there. And then if I want to, I can put a standard V2 cap on it. So this is kind of a versatile saber, which is kind of cool. If I do ever plan on installing it, I can swap out the emitters and just make myself something a little bit different. But for right now, I am just going to keep it in this orientation here, which is accurate for a production V3. And I don't really see too much love on the production V3. I think most people see the V3 that we all know with the gold neck, and you know, that's the V3 that everybody gravitates towards. But I really enjoy this V3, probably because it kind of blends the line between V3 and V2. So I just wanted to make a quick video to show that off. This is for my personal collection, so this is not going to be for sale. But and I'm not going to be building these. I'm not going to be offering them. I think Dave Parkin is doing a run of these production V3s, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I'm not really sure. But if you would like one of these, maybe check his run out. But as far as this goes, this is the only one that I'm going to build. If you want me to paint one, I can do that, but I'm not going to be doing a run of these. This is just kind of a one-off thing for my personal collection. So thanks for watching, guys. May the force be with you.